Once upon a time, there was a young man who was very rich. He lived in a big, beautiful house with many rooms. Each room was more wonderful than the last, decorated with golden chandeliers, fine paintings, and beautiful furniture. One day he decided to invite God to live with him. When God arrived, the young man welcomed him warmly and said, "Lord, I have prepared the best room in my house just for you. It is upstairs at the end of the hall. Please stay as long as you like." God smiled and said, "Thank you." He went into the room and the young man closed the door, feeling proud of his generosity. That night, as the young man was about to sleep, there was a loud knock at the door. Startled, he ran to open it and found 3 scary demons trying to push their way in. He struggled to shut the door and finally managed to slam it closed. Tired and afraid, he thought to himself, "God is upstairs in my house. Why didn't he help me?" But he convinced himself that maybe God just didn't hear the noise. The next night, the knocking was even worse. This time, dozens of demons tried to break in. He fought for hours before finally closing the door. Exhausted and confused, he wondered, "Why is God letting me fight all alone?" He felt sad and slept restlessly. The next morning, the young man went to God's room. "Lord," he said, "I don't understand. I invited you into my house, yet every night I am fighting demons at my door. Why don't you help me?" God looked at him with love and said, "My dear child, I have protected the room you gave me, but the rest of the house still belongs to you. I am only the Lord of this one room." The young man suddenly realized his mistake. He had only given God one part of his house, not the whole thing. He fell to his knees and said, "Lord, I am sorry. Take my whole house. I want you to be in charge of everything." God smiled and said, "I have already forgiven you. From now on, I will take care of everything." That night, the young man went to bed feeling peaceful. Then, just as before, there was a loud and terrifying knock at the door. But this time, before he could even get up, he saw God walking toward the door. God opened it, and there stood Satan himself looking angry. But as soon as he saw God, he bowed low and said, "I'm sorry, I must have the wrong house." Then he and his demons ran away, never to return. The young man smiled, realizing the truth. When we give God only a part of our lives, we still have to fight our own battles. But when we give him everything, he fights for us, and he never loses. So ask yourself, have you given God only a small part of your heart? Or have you given him everything? When God is truly in charge, there is no need to fear, because he always wins the battle. So friends, if you are still here, I assume you liked our story. Please press the like button. It motivates us to create more such motivational stories. Please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends.